In 1885, there were a lot of changes that happened, but a huge one happened on November 7th, and on that day, the railway was finished. The railway itself was a huge change, but it also brought along many other changes that included it physically united Canada from coast to coast, causing BC to join Confederation. BC had happened to mention that they would only join if the transportation between the east and west coasts were improved. Not only did this add another province to the country, it also influenced a lot of change in small towns. Some of the changes that were caused were the first small hotels sprang up. National parks were established. The CP Rail also started a postal and telephone service. It also brought many thrill-seeking, adventurous people to the Rocky Mountains, bringing in more money to the businesses throughout Canada. Another change that it brought was help during crisis. It also allowed the government to react quickly to the Northwest Rebellion. It also helped transport weapons and war supplies during the First World War, which would have led to more help in the future during World War II. A huge change that happened in 1885 due to the railroad is the Chinese Immigration Act. This was created because of around 15,000 Chinese laborers helped build the railway in very dangerous conditions. All of these workers in these dangerous conditions resulted in at least 600 deaths. The creation of the Chinese Immigration Act came head tax. Head tax was a huge change because it was a fee charged to any Chinese person wanting to come into Canada. It was created to stop Chinese from coming in after the completion of the railway. The prices of these head taxes started at $50 and increased over the years. These prices increased to about $500 before the government stopped charging the Chinese. Overall, the government collected $23 million just from the head tax. Along with the Chinese Immigration Act came the Electoral Franchise Act. This act didn't allow any persons of Mongolian or Chinese race to take part in any kind of voting. Not only do they have to pay money to enter Canada, they don't even have a say in what happens in the country or who runs it. There were so many changes happening in the year 1885, but we can't forget those things that stayed the same. Some of those things include the Prime Minister. All throughout the construction and after the construction of the railway, John A. Macdonald was still the Prime Minister. All of the Métis people continue to live in the expanding land of Canada, and residential schools continue to operate.